Hello, hello. And I am back, and this time I have another caster with me today. Please welcome uh, J-Man.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Welcome. This is actually your first time casting here, so uh, hopefully you guys don't mind. Um, so have you watched any of the previous matches?
No, things have been pretty busy for me, but I'll catch on pretty quick, I think.
All right. So relatively easy easy things going on here. First off, we just got finished with watching Balain versus Fatina, where Fatina won one of his uh, special decks, I want to say, in which he was running D shift and let's see, what else was he running? So the only thing I can remember from that match was that double D shift match, where he actually got a win out of that one. He also banned like I think Haven and Dragon, and so he let open Blood, and the first
That's
match
surprising.
was Blood and D shift, and after 3 turns, he scooped. I'm like, okay, yep, that's why we ban. That's why we ban it. But according to him, the reason why he banned like that was because he did not like the lane's lane up. It countered everything that he did. So he was already on a rough spot for him. Which means that technically he was aiming for a 3-ban list, knowing that that Blood would automatically win. And his game plan was to, sweep him, being 1 point from behind and whatnot.
Right, right.
All right. So our first match for both of us, J-Man, is Ravens 13 and Jing Jing. So Jing Jing is hailing from Taiwan, and Ravens 13 is somewhere in the East Coast. That's all I can remember.
All right.
So
What was the second guy's name? Sorry.
Jing Jing.
Ding ding.
Yep.
Okay.
It's a double Chinese letter.
Oh, no wonder I can't find it.
Yep. So with that, I mean, for Ravens 13, he played ExG for quite a while. Kind of took a break, but still strong with over 900 points. Jing Jing, he's pretty dominant in the C/OCE. And yeah, so let's go ahead and talk about their list, if you can, starting with Ravens 13. You can bring that up.
Okay. Yep, I can. So he's got a rune list here. Looks like standard fare burn rune. He's got 1 professor, 2 bolts.
Mm-hmm.
Running Witch Bolt, which is a little unusual, but not that out there. Yeah, just looks like your standard burn rune list. And then up next, he's got a dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Give this a second to load. All right, here we go. This looks to be like a ramp list. No real storm followers like Forte or anything. So it's a slower control dragon. Zeus, Israfil, only 1 Ouroboros.
Right.
It's running the Shackhill Lucifer package, which seems to be pretty strong in latter these days anyway. Wrath Drake is an interesting inclusion. And
Wrath
there's no
Drake?
conflagrations, which surprises me, honestly.
Alright, so he's looking to aim more of a control with at least a creature on board. So the thing with Rat Drakes is that when you play it, I think on 6, it does 1, but you play it on 8, it does 3, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And it does that across the entire board, and so the purpose of it is just a little bit of a control. It's more of an old style, not very much of adapting for Raven's list. So we got the bans so far, so it's like both of them banned Blood and Rune. Are you almost finished with the Ravens 13th list?
Uh, so you say they both banned Blood and Rune.
Yep.
So on here stuff. Oh, here we go. So the only the other two lists that Raven has is Haven and Shadow, which are the ones we'll end up seeing. Let me bring those up here. Okay, here we go. It's an aggressive mid-range Shadow with Cerberus. White Cat Sage is an interesting inclusion.
Okay.
Just in the way of board or healing, it's going for like the more aggressive Immortal Thane, 3-Hector curve. And resentments either. Oh wait, no, there they are. And yeah, a bit less draw than usual.
So
I guess they try to offset that with the White Cat Sage a little bit.
Yep. So we have their list right now, from the looks of things, and it looks like their game is about to start. So here we are, Jingjing versus Ravens 13, and then their first match going off. Honestly, they have the same lineup, essentially, with I think minor differences in decks. So we'll be seeing Haven at the bottom versus a Shadow.
Is fighting and despair all you know? Mother, father, come on!
Yeesh, I feel bad for the Shadow player right now.
In general, the Haven side can win versus Shadow, but that depends on whether this is mid-range. You said this is mid-range Shadow, right?
Yeah, it's like a on the more aggressive side with Cerberus and Immortal Thanes. Yeah.
So essentially, the game plan here is for mid-range Shadow to pretty much pump as many creatures as they can before the turn 4 hits, before they get obliterated by all of these blackened scriptures and whatnot, or Priest of Cudgel.
He got Lariel there, which is lucky. That's the only one in his deck.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that eats a banish, which is good for him.
I think here he would need to play the Grimner, which is perfectly fine. Ravens 13. Fortunately, because of that Blackened Scripture going through, and especially since Haven is going second, they have a pretty good chance of coming back into this. Do we know if this is Aegis or Seraph?
I think it's an Aegis deck, if I remember correctly.
Aegis?
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah,
So-
there was.
So
I haven't seen any tractors either.
Yep. So with the Haven list, like honestly, you just defend yourself, clearing as many as you can before turn 8 happens. But yeah, if this Shadow players can come in just before turn 7 and win it, or turn 8, then that'd be great. That's the game plan.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be easy though. Ching has a lot of banishes and Them's Decree in his hand. Doesn't draw Aegis in a reasonable amount of time. You can have trouble there, but beyond that, it's not looking good for Ravens. But we'll see.
Okay, so this is actually good here. He went for the 1/2, so that he doesn't get banished. So which means that he would have been at 3, but instead, you know, he gets killed he gets punished with a zombie party, which is perfectly fine.
Tea time is really good here on curve.
Yep. Oh, decides not to evo. I guess he wants to save it right now. Okay.
Yeah, it's no real rush. I don't think, especially not with a clear board.
Yeah. Now that the mid game portion is starting to come, plenty of Nemesis decrees, so that's good. He can actually do more here. He can actually clear out this entire board and do more.
Actually, kind of a good thing that the Death's Breath shadow effect didn't go off. It's very hard to accumulate shadows versus Haven.
Yep.
It's probably the best possible time to play them.
I see your weakness.
Crystals of snow shimmer in the night.
Alright. So that was quite the answer that I was expecting. Although I was hoping for him to aim after with the Black Inscripture, but I guess he went for more of a board here in order to create some presence. That actually causes problem for the Shadow player because now he's on the defense, and it's usually pretty rare that Haven list do get to go on the offense this early on.
Powerful and cute to boot.
Okay. With Fina, he's managed to get the Goblin and to get a 2-drop. And 2 drops here can mean a lot. Demon Eater and Little Soul Squasher could be the target.
I guess it was Demon Eater. An easy draw.
And I think the play here is just playing the Judge and just reducing it, yeah.
Yep.
So now he can ignore this if he wants.
Getting close to halfway through the deck, we're going to be seeing an Aegis soon, more than likely.
Yeah. So with the 1-2, he has 8 play points right now. He can do a lot of things at the moment. Wish we had the spectator client. That would make my life in commentating so much easier instead of like randomly guessing that he needs a Hector to come back from this. Even with a Hector, it still doesn't kill the 3-5. Ah, look at that.
Yeah.
So easy.
Not enough shadows.
Oh, this is fine. He's able to trade it out almost everything.
If he evolves Hector, he can clear.
I don't think. Yeah, if he decides. I think he has to. If he wants a full clear.
Want to play?
But that's perfectly fine because our Haven player has all the answers in the world. Scriptures, Nemesis, Curates.
Yeah, seriously.
You said this was Aegis, right? Usually most Aegis lists doesn't run Prison Priestess. Usually for Seraph that they would run this.
Okay, maybe I was wrong. It's the count cards though, and we're halfway through the deck. Might just be for fetching Tribunal.
Tribunal?
Yeah.
Tribunal or March or Sacred Plea.
Yeah.
Ooh. Alright, so we do see Immortal Saiyan. It's not too bad. Only issue now is
You're done for.
it's willing to do that. Okay, I thought he would be more willing to use the Priestess. But I guess that's fine too. I guess Black Inscripture would work just fine. The Doge would work out too. He gets to get the ward 4 HP, gets 5 play points ready.
Let me show you something.
Okay, you can play both of those. That's pretty good. This is still not good for the Shadow player.
Nope. Still super low on shadows, too.
Now, what kind of card does he need here in order to come back? Aside from Vector. Death Breath would be pretty good, right?
Yeah. So would, oh, there it is. Has two. Okay, well. Pretty much what I was gonna say, what he just did.
What? Zombie Party?
Yeah, Undying Resentment Zombie Party, or Soul Squasher Zombie Party, or something like that.
Yep. Grimnir's looking pretty good, especially since he has a second one. Who cares about Aegis or Seraph when I can just actually be on the offense all the time?
Yeah.
So now that he has a second Grimnir, well, not now, but since he currently has it, he pretty much has damages for days. Don't have to be afraid of anything at the moment. Even if he plays
Yeah, I don't
Hector
think.
here. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't think Ravens can win anymore because there's a good chance he's going to take at least a little bit of face damage here on top of the Grimnir, and then there's going to be a in 2 turns after the amulet counts down. Oh, there's the second Hector.
Well, this is fine.
Yeah.
Quite honestly, this actually kind of prevents from letting the Grimnir through because it doesn't finish off the Hector. He could just either Themis and then play the Priest of the Cudgel and just pass, and then use the Grimnir for the next turn in case something happens.
Yeah.
That's most likely the play there for his turn. But as for our friend here, who's currently struggling, we'll just have to hope that he gets a third Hector.
Yeah.
There's the
Oh,
Aegis.
I am vindicated.
There's the Aegis.
Yep.
Your evil deeds end now.
Alright.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for Ravens to win. He's just taken so much damage, and he doesn't have any healing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, all it takes is off the top, and he'll just be dead.
Now, there are currently 6 cards in hand. He just played 2 Hectors. Zombie Party won't do much here. Death Breath could be an answer. That can slow it down just a little bit, but it gets answered anyways by the Grimnir that he doesn't know that he has. He has to be very careful here. Mortal Saint.
He needs like a ward or a what do you call it? He needs like a ward or a necro assassin kind of effect, or he's just dead here. Yeah, that is game.
So that was quite a misplay. He should have done what Sky Sama did, where he would use the Demon Eater to kill the 4/5 just to get the 0 cost ward to come in, and that would have protected him.
He would have, he would have taken 2 less damage.
Yep.
But yeah, even then, it's not that optimistic.
Yep.
Okay, well, I guess first game goes to
Jing.
Yeah, it's hard to remember because I can actually read it. But, yeah.
It's bottom right in English.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it is.
In any case, Jing wins out the first match with his Havenless, and so we'll be seeing either his Dragon or Shadow coming out next.
Right.
Bow before Dark Dragoon.
Alright, we'll be seeing his Dragon
Mother,
list.
Father, come on.
Yeah,
Alright.
it's a Looks like your standard ramp affair.
Yeah, but I don't think you would. If you're going second, I think it's fine to keep the Tina. If not, you can always throw that away. Dragonic Fervor is not too bad if you want to hyper ramp it. But you're gonna have to hope that you will high roll cards that you need. Okay, he decides to hold it, so he is going second. Oh, no, going first. I was just kidding.
So unprofessional. I'm joking.
What are you talking about? Professionalism is all about comedy. Ooh, he runs Forte. Is this a storm ramp?
Yep. It's, you know, if he's banning blood.
Right.
I guess there's still, like, neutral sword.
Right. Okay, so we got Goblin Breaker Tino, but I think you would play the Ayla here. No,
Inferno, Tina.
I was just kidding about that too. Apparently he wants to play on curve. It's not like he's gonna get rid of this 3-4 that easily unless he decides to throw an answer. So
I mean, he's pretty much got the dream, like, he doesn't lose the early game. I think he's golden.
Ooh. Yes, nothing but storm.
On you, dragon.
This is looking actually pretty decent.
Finally a
Yeah.
break.
So that's, what, 14 damage from hand, plus 5. Yeah. Doesn't need much more to close the game.
I'm gonna tell on you. You beckoned.
Are you planning... He needs to get rid of at least one right now. With an answer. Zombie party. Okay, nope. Don't have that. So that might be a little bit troublesome for him.
Only he knew.
Lucius, I'm sorry.
Well, either way, the dragon player has to eliminate the 4-4 at the moment. So he might end up actually evoing the Ayla to swing into it. There's no reason for you to keep that thing alive. The only thing that sucks here is that he's left with no board.
Yeah, and he uses an evolve point, which is a pretty big loss of damage, reach.
Yep.
But as we've seen, Raven doesn't run any healing, so maybe in the end it won't matter.
Yep.
There's a lot more where that came from. As long as we've got each other.
I'll live again.
Time to go.
Death's Breath is definitely going to be relevant soon if he can pull it.
Has a Cerberus. Perhaps he's also running Phantom Howl as well.
No, he's not.
Okay.
It's just a Hector. That's actually his only Cerberus, which is pretty lucky.
I
See a lot of burst versus dragon.
I see.
Hear the dragon's roar!
Bluest water.
Dragon Summoner not going to be helping too much.
Ready to witness my
I guess he
true
can just to
strength?
keep cycling,
A dance
getting
to
all the
make
dragons
world
that he
blue.
needs.
Yeah, I
Is
guess
it-
he's looking for Ouroboros or something.
Hear the dragon's roar!
Oh, Scyther's not too bad.
Nope.
Now, this is actually
Get
not
out.
too bad. I mean, keeps himself back up to 20, and makes Raven to swing into the Sybil.
I guess he's planning on saving his ramp stuff until after the Bahamut comes down.
All must come
The
to an
board's
end.
nice and empty.
You gonna mess with me?
He's got things to trade into the 1-1 there, so still an option.
Right.
Doesn't look like. Be very surprised if Ravens evolved here.
He's contemplating whether or not he wants to use the Mimi or the Coco here, or if he wants to complete board control at this point. So,
You follow
Okay.
behind.
Wow, he's going all in for that face damage.
yeah,
Okay.
he has to, and because he's already at 10 play points, and anything can happen. If he and honestly, if you Bahamut's here, that's would have been perfectly fine for him. I think most likely though he is planning on just using probably the Zeus, just to swing into the 4th ray and just pass. That seems okay. Decides with Bahamut instead, opting out of just playing the Zeus. He's not afraid of the Intendant of Night.
Yeah. A big deal for Ravens.
So the thing here too for this dragon is that, yeah, he can just simply do that, swarm the board and ignore Bahamut.
Yeah, luckily for Ravens, Ching does not have hand.
Yeah.
So
So
yeah.
like I said, I think Zeus would have been a little bit better because it forces your opponent to just play into it. It also makes them use all of their answers to this.
I'll live again.
But, you know, I guess this is perfectly fine too, because eventually you would play Zeus later, then set up Bahamut. So now you have 2 big board. I guess that makes sense in that way too. But I think you could have. I think he could have just saved the Bahamut for something later, like when Hector comes in.
Ravens has done a pretty good job of preserving his life this match.
So far.
Good chance we're going to be seeing our first Hector here, if he hasn't.
Yeah, Hector would be great, because then now he can just push for 8 damage.
Yeah, and he's got that Coco to deal with the Bahamut too. Swinging for some more damage.
Oh, pushing for 4? Nice.
Exactly.
It's hilarious. A measly, weak, small, tiny little zombie gets defeated by this giant dragon. Super easy answer. And then Forte just to push for face damage. Or I guess he's going safe. That's fine too. We always want to be safe.
Yeah. He's running scared now.
Well, I would be too, because it's already turn 9, he can play Hectors for days. He's
Yeah.
also running out of answers too.
Yeah, his hand is pretty much all damage and point. Or not reactive, yeah.
This head can't be taken.
Yay! More
Hector
Demon
number
Lord
2.
Hectors. We have Hectors for days.
All must come to an end.
And now we have a problem, because Forte can't even finish either of these. He's gonna have to draw. Ouroboros, not exactly good, but it's better than nothing.
Yeah, it's pretty good. So let's see, is Raven's gonna try and kill it or ignore it? I would ignore it probably. Just keep swinging face. Just to trade into you. Let's see. That's for sure.
This is gonna be a slight of a problem, but we can always answer with a third Hector.
Yeah, this is a pretty pivotal turn, I think. This one and the next one.
Another way to easily answer this too is just play just more swarm. You have plenty of health. There's no way that this dragon can do 20 damage. It's not like he has Dread Sea in his hand or anything.
This head can't be
Oh, look at that. Okay, so
Okay.
that's perfectly
it's-
fine.
And suspects that Jing doesn't have any board players, and
Yeah.
he's right. So,
I don't think he'll be coming back from this. Oh, Hector.
No.
If he survives one more turn, that is.
I admit defeat.
no dice.
Yep. So,
Okay, so it's all weakened up now.
yeah, Raven's taking that his first win. Going with either his Haven or Dragon. This could be a Dragon Mirrors at this point. Alright. Thinking that this will be a Dragon's Mirror. If not, we could possibly see Shadow versus Dragon, except Jing will be running with the Dragon next.
Right, and matchup is
Haven.
okay.
Bow before Dark Dragoon, ruler of the skies. Is
It'll be
fighting
Haven
despair all
instead
you
of
know?
Dragon. And Jing still sticking with the Dragon, so although I want to believe that Storm Dragon can win against this list.
Yeah. This is also an Aegis deck, I believe.
Yep.
Hear the dragon's
boy.
roar.
Gotten the Erd and the Forte combo, so that's an effective 10 damage. If he gets to turn 10 fast. He does have double Ayla's and Sybil coming up too. So there's definitely plenty
Keep your eye on me, Dragon.
of way to ramp.
Stop!
Turn 4,
Yeah,
he can also try to Erd as well.
yeah, Ravens is running a fair bit of heal, but not much in the way of boards.
Oh,
So
there we go.
this
You
match could be
follow
difficult
behind.
for him. Oh, got the exile off on the Ayla. That's pretty big.
We magic now?
Sorry.
Apparently we're magic now. Yeah! You said exiled.
Of course I have it, I guess. Did play a lot of Friday Night Magic back in the day.
Hey. Anyways, so that was a pretty easy answer to get rid of Ayla. So the next turn for Jing is not much you can do. Just Ayla into a Blazing Breath is a fair answer there. He can also Evo.
We'll keep relying on you, Dragon.
No need to Evo here. You can probably just keep it. There's
Yeah,
an-
be
Toodaloo!
Be very strange, I think, if he did Evo. It's a pretty big banished target.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, if he was trying to play around Scripture and Cudgel again, he would have evoed there, but decides not to play around that. And just let his free, lonely Ayla sitting around looking pretty, just waiting to get banished once again.
You were
By the
done.
Oh, here
Cudgel.
it comes.
Yep.
I see your weakness.
Bluest water.
Okay.
There's a lot more where that came from.
Sybil's not too bad.
Dance to make
Finally
the world
gets
blue.
him to ramp, finally. The only problem is that he's not ramping quick enough, and it is already turn 6 for the Haven player, which means that this dragon needs to change up his lineup or plan of thoughts. He needs to start, you know, pushing in some damage. He can't let this Haven get to bully him for what he wants to do. And the thing, I think the fault here lies that he wasn't being aggressive with his Evo. He wasn't playing around Cudgels or Scriptures by the time the Evo was allowed to be given to him. If he...
Oh, that's a lucky draw.
Bluest water.
Yeah, that was pretty good. So he only managed to get like 2 ramp so far.
Yeah, he needs to start drawing. He needs to start drawing big, scary threats that he can stagger.
Well, right now he can do up to 12 damage right now with the Forte combo.
Yeah, Ravens has got Curates, which is a problem for him too.
Yep.
And with 8 cards in hand, you know there's got to be another banish in there somewhere.
Show you something.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. It seems like both players are playing Aegis with Prism Priestess. Is that like a common occurrence, or?
Almost come to
It
an
is, I guess. I mean, it gives you a ward, or not ward, but amulet that you need, and so you can keep playing with what you have. Anyways, he's going for the straight combo here. He'll need to, anyways. To start pushing out some damage. He does have a Zeus in hand, so that's actually really good. So which means he can do up to 7 more damage on this. So next turn is lethal
My spear
with
will
Zeus.
stop you.
Yeah, yeah,
Hey,
he's
just the card he needs.
threatening lethal. So yeah. Well, it's basically this point.
Yeah, I want to say at this point Jing Jing wins out here. Unless
It's likely, yeah.
he decides to heal with a curate.
Yeah. He can't just heal though, he's gotta heal and he's gotta clear everything.
Yep.
I think he can do, actually.
Okay,
Jing
so
Jing's got this.
where is the heals, man? Ravens.
Your evil
That's not
deeds
what you
end
want.
now.
I mean, you can banish it for sure, yeah,
The
but where's
real
your
battle
heals?
begins.
You're about to get
See your
obliterated.
weakness.
Well, if he has Heavenly Hound, he's safe here.
This must be
Oh, there you go.
Oh, there it
Nice,
is.
good call.
Ah!
Heavenly Hound is a good answer. Pretty much an easy delay, but you know, Breath of the Salamander into a Dragon Scyther would still push for damage.
Yep. That's probably going to be the play here. I don't see anything else being better.
Focus on your inferno, Tina.
I was just kidding. Apparently, playing Tina there is better. I guess it's fine. Scyther is an answer. and if anything happens, he can just kill off the ward with the Scyther instead.
I guess he figures he's far enough ahead that he doesn't have to worry about Aegis, because, you know, if it comes down, then Ravens just dies.
Yep. Quite curious that why he wouldn't want to play Scyther. He's holding it for a specific card. But if it were me, I'd just play it and swing.
Yeah. Yeah, the only, like, really big threat in Raven's deck is Aegis, and then it's like, well, you know, Scyther doesn't exactly work there.
Yep.
Lucius, I'm sorry! Crystals of snow shimmer in the night.
Alright, and that's game.
Yep.
Most impressive.
And the win goes to Xingjing with 2
Your blood
bajillion
will
ways
paint my
to
spear
win.
red.
I am the father, the god
Yeah,
of
Most
all.
impressive.
Gotta go
Indeed.
with the big
I
guy.
have lost.
So now we only have Shadow left.
Yep.
See if he decides to keep with the Haven. Haven list is usually pretty decent against Shadows anyways.
Mother,
So
father,
I can
Yeah, just having those banishes to deny the
All you
shadows is a
know?
pretty big deal.
Yeah. But it won't matter too much because, you know, Shadow and Hector just don't care as long as you can still climb to get more Shadow or accumulate more Shadows.
Yeah, I play a lot of mid-range Shadow and Ladder, and Haven is usually up with blood didn't exist.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Beast Call. Both of them getting a perfect curve.
Yeah.
No!
Are we going to be seeing the Lurking Corpse? Yep. And hopefully we'll be seeing a banish on the Lurking Corpse on this turn.
But Lyriel would be better there,
Let me show you something.
especially with Prism Sorceress being a thing. Or Priestess, rather.
Yep. Bone Chimera. If not, then he can just soul conversion this.
I would expect that. Oh,
And then he would play out the 2-drop Soul Squasher, yeah?
No!
yeah.
So that's the reason why he would want to play a lower play points in case he gets a 2-drop comes in. He has a Lyriel in hand anyways, so if he didn't have that Lyriel, he might have just played the Demon Eater just in case to do a double draw.
Yeah.
I am the mad cyclone.
Yeah, Soul Squasher is definitely the better play here, though, because, you know, it's hard to get a. It's hard for Soul Squasher to be worth it when you're already low on shadows.
Works up to the bone.
Yeah, looks like
I think
Jake can pull ahead a little bit, maybe get the Beast Call area activating, which is good.
yeah. I think here you can use Demon Eater on the Beast
Ow!
just so you can see what you get. You want to keep cycling so you can gain more shadows and draw more important cards that you need, or bring it closer to where Hector can come in at a pivotal moment.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It goes the
There's a
same.
lot of. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say it goes the same with the Haven too, with the plea and play and trying to get that down to 0 essentially.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Junjing has a lot of value in this hand, but it is.
Okay, so
I wonder what Ravens is thinking about. Seems like a pretty easy trade to me.
well, he doesn't have to think about this turn. He's probably thinking about the next turn and what's to expect on turn 5. If he's expecting Cerberus, I mean, then he just needs to prepare for it. I think here he wants to try to clear everything so that Cerberus isn't really the only threat.
Crystals of snow shimmer in the night.
I am the Mad Cyclone!
Yep.
Finally,
So he's doing this play in order to
Protect this lion, I guess.
yep.
Yeah, Cerberus is not so great anymore. He could go Bone Chimera, Demon Eater, go wide on the board, make it more difficult for Ravens to clear.
Yeah. Especially Snow White, it's quite annoying for when this card comes on the board because it sticks and you have to trade into it twice to get rid of it.
Yep.
food should act
Yep.
like food.
Looks like he is going wide.
Still no Demon Nectars, which means it's possibly at the bottom 20.
Yeah, I hate it when that happens.
And it's also really bad now too, since Raven successfully made Junjin use his Evo twice before he could even use his. And this is actually really good in the sense that his
Oh, no.
Tiger is still
Crystals
alive,
of snow shimmer in the night.
and his Snow White.
Stop!
But the thing is, his life points on the other hand, what are you gonna do with that?
Even though Jing doesn't actually have Hector, I imagine Ravens is still scared of it.
Yeah, I would be.
So I'll probably play accordingly.
The real battle begins.
Yeah, that Bone Chimera play is actually better than I thought it was, because he did that, Ravens probably thinks he does have Hector, and so he's going to play him more defensively.
Yep.
Buys Jing some time.
Souls, they're so fresh.
That's the same. This for poker, that'd be a pretty good hand.
Hmm.
I'll show you.
Alright.
Alright,
So he's
just giving
probably-
Ravens another full board to remove.
Yep.
Stop!
Lots and lots of problem, and that's probably the reason why it's difficult for this Haven to win in situations, because a lot of their, unless he has damage degrees, most of the time they're just single targets to get rid of one or 2-for-1s, and usually not a full board. In general, that marsh, the hair, is replaced. I mean, not replaced, but it is replacing the Lion Spirit on turn 5. And not a lot of people remember
Yep.
that card anymore. It'd be great here.
Your evil
Might make a
deeds
comeback
end
after
now.
the nerfs.
Let us conclude.
Possibly.
2 damage AoE is actually relevant again. think Zombie Party's gonna do some work here.
Yep.
Yep, there it is.
Because Jing Jing's like, hey man, I know you're trying to get rid of my board, but you know, look at all this. Look at all my board. Look at all my answers. It's turn 8 though, so Haven's is gonna laugh at him back.
Yeah,
For
it's
when
getting
he-
close to age this time.
Yep.
Your evil deeds end now.
Well, Shinji can clear again.
Time to go a little
I don't know if that's worth it though.
I would think so. You want to
Being okay over there, dude?
yep.
It's the pitch for
Yeah, the kids.
What in the
Kids are here. Bunch of 2-year-olds. Anyways. Hey. There's the Themistocracy. He's probably been holding on to it for a while. He probably had other answers before using that as the final answer, so that could be a problem for Ravens if that was his only Themistocracy answer. So right now Jing Jing has all free reigns to just swarm it up.
I think that was a mistake. I think he should have played Bone Chimera instead of Cerberus. He needs like a really sticky board that can be cleared by decree right now.
Well, he's assuming that
Otherwise,
that was,
Aegis is gonna come back.
he's assuming that that was the only Themistocracy. So he's just prepping up his Coco Mimi to do the rest of the damage there.
Heck
It's also
of a risk, though.
that is a risk.
It's a heck of a risk. Yeah.
He's banking on the fact that, hey, we haven't seen a Themistocracy in a while, and that's actually the first Themistocracy out of all the answers that he just put through, which means that he might not even have it. But here's the problem: is that he just drew 3 cards.
Yeah. It is.
So
Ravens is halfway through his deck, so it's likely he'll draw another one, if not now, very soon. Oh boy.
there it is.
And there it
Baited.
is. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so
Destiny calls.
I see your play. I see your Themistocracy, but I'm not gonna use this card just yet. I'm gonna raise you these chips on my board. How are you gonna deal with that?
We'll
You
let
just-
you finish, but Hector's the best legendary in the game.
Oh, even better. Well, Themistocracy or Grimnir would be a pretty good out right here. For the moment.
Oh yeah. It's crazy how back and forth this game is. Like, look at all the unused Cocos and Mimis in his hand.
Hmm. Third Themis. And Jing Jing's like, you know what? I know you played the second one. You might have a third one the entire time here.
This head can't
So I'll give you this. And that's where I think Raven has no more outs.
I have lost.
Yep.
It's board clears.
Yep. You force your opponent to waste all of that board clears, and as a result, you reap the rewards. And
That was a pretty neat game.
yeah.
Um,
So essentially, the win here is that Shadow, despite that they can actually end up losing to Haven, but as long as they keep swarming over and over for the next 5-10 turns, they're doing okay. And I think that's the reason why Sometime March is a great card, but sometime in this case, if you're trying to match with Shadow, Lion Spirit is the better answer.
Okay, so that's it. On to
Yeah.
the next round.
Yes, it is. We're up to the next round with, where are we at? Dino T versus DV8. Ooh, baby. Two,
You know these guys?
two pretty big players. Dino T is as equivalent to being as strong as Goms as a #1 seed. Dino T is number 3 in the seeds. DV8 showing how strong he can be, even though he only won 1 championships, but he's pretty consistent in terms of being in the top 16, allowing him to be fairly strong up there. So let's see here with Dino T and DV8, rank number 14 versus Dino T, who is ranked number 3.
Alright, DV8's got a Dragon Craft list. Quite similar to Raven's straight up control ramp list. Oh, actually, as I scroll down, it's quite different. He's running 2 Odins, which is interesting. I guess he's expecting to run into Seraph.
Yep.
And a lot of heavy late game. It's a queen, polyphonic roar.
Yep. He generally Dino T likes to play the control game, as that is what he is known for. He doesn't usually play any of the aggressive or super aggressive deck. The most that we've seen is like him playing a mid-range deck with Bahamut's.
This is DV8 I'm looking at actually.
Oh, I was just kidding. DV8 is usually more aggressive, but I guess he's slowing down, putting on his brakes.
Yeah. DV8's second deck is he is running Phantom Howl, as well as Death's Breath. He's got 2 Words and 3 Necro Assassins, and no Larials, which is surprising. So it's sort of a gamer-oriented mid-range deck. See him through.
Alright.
What's being banned yet?
No, we don't know it yet. We're in the middle of just prepping it up.
Yeah, I'll just keep going.
Yep.
His third deck is he's actually running Seraph himself. Okay, that makes sense. Pretty standard list. Snow White. No Heavenly Hound, which is surprising. Then we've got his Runecraft list in Before Burn Earthright. Oh, actually, it's D-Shift. That should be interesting. And his last deck is a Bloodcraft, which I suspect is going to be neutral blood. And I also suspect is going to get banned. Yeah, it's neutral blood. So you said Dino T was 14?
No, Dino T is number 3, and DVA is number 14.
Okay, I see.
Yep.
Alright, so Dino T's got also got a Shadowcraft deck.
So far, it's been the higher seeding that's still winning in the tournaments so far. So if this keeps up, then we can expect that Dino T might win versus DV8. But then again, Jingjing wins against Ravens 13 so far, despite that Ravens 13 is the higher seed at number 7. So we could actually see a turnaround that DV8 could win here. Just some interesting of note.
Yeah, Dino T is also running a Dragon list that's very similar to DV8's.
Yep.
Got Queen of the Dread Sea, lots of late game. his shadow list is a little interesting. It's running Skeleton Knight instead of Immortal Fame. And he's running 2 Angelic Slackers, so I guess he's going for the Phantom Howl combo. The Forest list, which is it's the neutral forest with Beauty and the Beast.
Okay.
Lots of early removal, and
We actually get a forest game?
get
Did you say
banned.
Beauty and the Beast?
Yeah,
Wait, there's no force between these two though.
there's not.
No.
You said Dino T was
He's number 3.
3. Oh, it's on here. It says ExG Sheepy is number 3. So where's Dino T?
No. Sheepy is number 5. Yeah, control find. You should be able to find Sheepy and then Dino T. Dino T is number 7 if you want to look through it on the Excel sheet if you're looking through that.
Oh yeah. Okay, that's what's going on. I'm looking at a different thing. Okay, that's embarrassing.
Alright, so it's
Okay.
okay. First time here.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sure everyone's like screaming at their monitors right now. Okay, I got the right list now. Is actually running a Dragoncraft deck. It does not have Point of the Dreadsea. More of a standard ramp affair without any of the storm minions other than Zeus. He's also got a neutral rune variant without Etherfill. He's got like Alice, Wizards of Oz, Mutagenic Bolt, that kind of thing. His third deck is a mid-range Shadow.
Yep.
And Odal Black Swan, which is interesting. He's not running any 1-drops to speak of. That's a more of an unusual list. I'm looking forward to seeing that. And then his last 2 decks are Bloodcraft, another Haven list. His Bloodcraft list is once again, I'm assuming it's neutral blood. Oh. It's not. It's an Azazel OTK deck, it looks like. That's interesting. It's got Revelation draw, I guess. Lots of Vengeance activators. Interesting list. And then lastly, he's got a Aegis Haven.
Ooh, Aegis
Looks
Haven.
a lot like the.
Yep.
Yeah, looks a lot like the ones we've seen already. He is running 1 Red Branch Knight. On the banishes. But yeah, alright. Have I picked their bands yet?
Yeah, in a moment. So for the bans so far is Blood and Haven for DV8. So we'll be seeing his rune, his dragon, and then shadow, I believe. And then we have DV8 who ban Blood and Rune. So we'll be seeing Haven, Shadow, and Dragon in that list.
We're not going to be seeing Dino T's Azazel OTK deck, unfortunately.
No. Unfortunately, I mean, he isn't the only person that plays the Azazel list. There's 3 so far, and what's been interesting is that it's been winning. So with that said, DV8, you know, he's been watching these tournaments, and he's like, you know what, we're not gonna bother with that. We're just gonna go ahead and ban this instead. So that's what ends up happening.
I guess if you pick a blood deck, there's not very high chances of it seeing play this in these tournaments. It's either gets banned for being neutral or gets banned for being Zazel.
And we do have the room up right about now. So, Dino T versus DV8. This is actually a pretty big hype match. Give it up for these two. Dino T been playing since the beginning of Season 1. DV8 showing up only at Season 2. These two guys went way back.
Really?
And it's usually, you know, Dino T is a force to be reckoned with. Especially, like, if you give him a reason to play slow, he'll just straight out win. So this is actually pretty exciting to watch. DV8 is usually a wild card. He's equivalent to Gengar, in the sense that he'll do really, really well, or just flat out depressing.
He'll finish in the finals or totally choke. Okay. I'm kind of new to the whole tournament scene, so a lot of these names I don't recognize, but you know, sounds like this will be an interesting match.
Alright, so let's see if he comes in soon. So according to Dino T, he is surprised that he banned Blood. Because most of the time people don't ban Bloods that are high risk as it was Azazel OTK. But we'll see what happens.
Taking a while for Dino T to join, looks like.
Right. Come on, anytime now, Dino T. You got the room. Unless I put in the wrong number. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna actually go ahead in here and maybe review some more of their decks.
Sure.
Just a reminder for Dino T, brain farted for some little weird reasons. This is a little bit more on the aggro side for Runecraft, especially with an engine, neutral engine. Actually, he doesn't actually run any amulets. This is actually pure aggro Runecraft.
Yeah, usually when you see like neutral rune, you see a lot of like user fills and Sackels and a lot of light game, but this one seems more like an aggressive list.
Yeah, it's purely aggro Runecraft, and runs 3 Piercing Rune, Dance of Death, Wizard of Oz, and Mutagenic Bolt. And I'm not surprised, cause like usually the 1-2-3 combo with Time Worn Levies and all that stuff, it makes things really difficult to win. Especially if they curve out really well here. And then we have Dino T's Dragoncraft list. On the very expensive side of 63,000 vials, with the Zeus, Bahamut, and Israel. He likes his Dragon on the defensive side, that's for sure. Surprised he doesn't run any Dread Sea if that was the case, but this is more of a traditional ramp dragon anyways.
Yeah.
And then his
Polyphonic
Shadow...
Roar is...
Oh, does he run Poly?
I
don't
or
think he
maybe I'm
does.
thinking of...
No, he doesn't run any Polyphonic Roars. He runs 2 Ouroboros, 3 Ezreals, 3 Sahak Wheels, and Conflagration. Followed by Shadowcraft. Typical... Wow, he actually playing mid-range with Usher of Styx. That is quite new. He put that as a 3 of.
I noticed that. It's interesting.
Also has an Erd. Also has Odile Black Swan as well. Wow. Okay.
Maybe he's planning on like resurrecting all of his actors. It's a lot of shadows though.
Yeah. That is a scary thought there, actually, because, you know, hey, we just got rid of all of our actors. What happens if I were to happen to put them back in my hands?
Yeah. As I say though, that's a lot of shadows.
Yes.
So
yes, it is.
you know, versus Haven, that's going to be hard to pull off.
I would be scared as well. In any case, though, they are going to start soon.
Oh, alright, Dino T showed up. Alright, that's good.
And here's our first match between DV8 versus Dino T. And then the next match after that will be the last one as well.
Alright.
Alright, so first thing we are seeing here. Maybe I got the wrong ban list, because apparently... Let me double check this. Oh, Rune in Haven. I was just kidding.
Yeah, you know, the Street Fighter leaders have been out for a long time, but it's still jarring every time you see it.
And then we got the dragon out.
Well, looks like DV8's pretty much got the dream scenario here.
Yeah.
Gonna be who's going first? It's gonna be Tove into a 3-drop into Alice into
No, well,
Belphegor into Abyss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay. I'm pretty sure he Dino C has something up his sleeve in the dragon list here.
Or he's gonna regret not banning Blood.
Nah. I think he anticipated that Blood would come in if he unbans it, so he went straight for his dragon for sure. Thinking that dragon can definitely win out here. I mean, that's why he has Israfils and Dragon Fervors. They heal up pretty well, along with Waterworm. So, essentially he just has to make sure he's at 20 HP at all times. But at the moment he's gonna have to struggle because once again no evos. He's not gonna be able to heal until turn 5.
Yeah. Whatever deck you're playing, you know, when Blood has occurred like this, there's a good chance you're gonna be eating a lot of damage.
Pretty much.
I am the Mad Cyclone.
Goes for the ward. Fortunately for him,
Lands of marvels.
Alice comes down this turn.
Ow!
And this is already very difficult as it is.
Focus on your inferno, Tina.
Well, that's a good answer.
Now the fight's begun.
It's alright. Still has that goblin,
Let's
which can
play
be
again.
quite a nuisance because that's 2 damage every time. That bafflement can just evo to finish it off.
Yeah. DV8 may just evolve the Goblin and go face because that keeps I know T from healing out of Abyss range for another turn.
That is true.
Yeah.
Opting out of playing a Bafflement, instead going for the aggro route.
I bloom on stage.
I don't know if I necessarily agree with that.
Like a bird, I sing.
We're getting very close to
Lucius, I'm so
I know T having a lot of
Feeling
answers.
hungry?
Well, the thing here is, he's definitely avoiding, I wouldn't say avoiding, sorry. He's gonna keep up with swarming the board. It's not turn 6 where
Show's over.
Salamander can come in
Fight with
and,
all I've got.
you know, clear out the board or anything like
Fear
that.
the dragon's power.
This
Oh
does
yeah, he
force,
hasn't ramped at all, has he?
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why he went for this play instead, which is actually really good for DV8, and he can just wait out on the Baphomet and play it on turn 7 instead of turn 6. He can simply just play yet another Alice just to keep pushing for more damage, making sure that when the Abyss dies, it finishes him off. And I think that's what DV8 is currently going for in hindsight of all things.
Lands of wonders, lands of
Once
Yeah.
again, yep, he's playing this playstyle. Playing, yeah, sure. I mean, you're eventually gonna play Spawn to win anyways, so might as well play it out now.
Gonna be this is gonna be hard to win, even with Salamander. Like hard to clear. I mean,
You follow behind.
oh, he goes for the trade.
Yeah, you didn't.
Hey, check this out.
Now that one I'm actually surprised you would evolve, but you know, that's fine. 6 damage puts you to 6, that means you're in range for Spawn, dealing 6 damage to your face, if not more.
Deal with this on 6 mana.
Water.
It's very hard. Oh, that keeps him
Time to
alive.
finish this.
A dance to make the world blue. Let's play again.
Yeah, so
I am the Mad Cyclone!
My boss works as
Wow,
a
putting
bone.
him to 1 life points away. It's okay, he gets to heal though, but next turn, how are you going to survive against Spawn?
yeah, this looks pretty impossible. But hey, I mean, that's how it goes sometimes against Blood.
Yeah, yeah, and if you notice that 6-7 right there that we see, that's been there since turn 1.
Yeah.
It has not been touched since then.
Yeah, Alice is a very powerful card. It's almost like a Prince Catacomb for like 4 times the stats.
Yep. What are you going to do? How are you
Yeah.
going to play around this?
I know T's life is flashing before his eyes right now.
Ouroboros doesn't work out. Saha into Iserfil doesn't really work out either.
Yeah.
If it does, then he would have to swing the 6-3 into the 3-4 and then swing the Iserfil into the 6-7. I mean, it'll heal him up to 5, but that's not enough to save yourself from Spawn, which is going to do 12 damage to your face. So, yep, that's
Yeah.
surrender.
That was pretty one-sided. Alright,
Yeah.
on to the next game.
He didn't have much of a choice. He didn't get ramp cards, which ultimately ends up this sort of situation.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a hard deck to play against because when they roll high, it can be almost impossible to roll high. You just sort of have a chance of winning.
Yep.
So yeah, definitely a pretty steamrolly game. All right, so DV8 takes the first match. It's now 1-0.
Yep.
Man, Grandmaster. I'm definitely going to try and go for that once the nerfs hit. 10 wins away, and once Blood gets nerfed, I'm going to make a mad dash for from Grandmaster on the 31st.
Oh, good luck, good luck.
Yeah.
Alright, mirror matches. Those are fun.
Bow before Dark Dragoon,
Yep.
ruler of the skies.
Go beyond the battle.
Alright, so we got Zeus, Tina, and Conflagration. Definitely throw those out because we're not gonna be winning with those hands. Are we going first or second? I didn't get to catch that. We're going second. Alright, Blazing Breath is amazing.
So Deviate's got a heavy control sort of Queen of Dread Sea deck, whereas Denoty's got the well, you saw the standard ramp up there.
Oh no. He just ramped first.
Yep.
I am the Mad Cyclone.
Denoty doesn't have ramp. That's not good either. Polyphonic
Keep
Roar.
your eye on you, dragon. Focus on your inferno.
So he's had no ramp 2 games in a row.
Yeah.
That's really
I've
unlucky.
gotta take a break.
Deviate here is rolling into a sweet, sweet spots.
Ow!
Wherever he goes.
Cyclone.
Once again,
There's a lot more
the
where
wild
that
card
came
is
from.
just getting all the
My
beautiful luck
power's
in the world.
uncontrollable.
Lucius,
Yep.
I'm sorry.
I remember you mentioning that Dino-T is kind of like Gengar, where he either does really, really well or totally flops.
Yep. But in this case, looks like DB8 is in control of everything for the past 2 matches. He might even 3-0 the man.
Yeah. Not too many interesting plays DB8 can make here.
Whoa! Oh, well, I guess it makes sense.
Yeah,
You don't really have much anything to play here.
Nice water.
yeah.
Well, now he ramped.
Ow!
Next turn he'll be at 9. It's a free
Better late
heal.
than never, I guess.
So the good part here is he ramped just enough so that he's still 1 play point ahead as going first. Polyphonic Morph is going to be devastating next turn. Ouroboros can definitely help out. Pushing him 3 Evo to finish off the Sybil.
Like Morph. First we're playing Magic, now we're playing Hearthstone. Ouroboros Evolve might be a play.
Yep.
Salamander's good too. Yeah, looks like it's gonna be Ouroboros. Get that face damage in. And does he evolve?
I mean, no, I don't think so. Oh. Interesting, he let it live. He did decide not to Evo it. Saving out the Evo because he thinks that... Yeah, okay. It just means that he has the better value, so I know you're going to trade into my Ouroboros.
Fighting is so
And then
cruel.
I think that's where it'll go down from here, because he's like, you know what? I see your play. I'll raise you up a Bahamut.
That's pretty good. Doesn't lose any tempo that way.
Yep.
A dance to make
And
the
now
world
you
blue.
do 6 to the face, getting punished, a little bit punished there. Now you can't really play Polyphonic Roar, and you can't simply kill the 6-7 clean Sybil that easily. You don't have a turn to play the Grimnir.
Looks like Ouroboros is coming down again.
Yep.
Ready
And now
to
you
witness
have-
my true strength?
EV8. Good sir, you might just mess yourself up there, my
All
friend.
must come to an end.
Hmm. Yeah, suddenly this could go either way.
Yeah. So we now have 4 to the face soon. Possibly 6. Possibly a lot of damage. Picking up that Zeus. I don't think you even. Oh.
Fight with all I've got.
Okay. I mean, you know, thinking that Bahamut would come in, but it's okay. I guess he's challenging the Bahamut race. So here comes the first one.
Yep.
Because we just saw a Bahamut coming from his hand. So we'll see his Bahamut. So he's raising his chips, raising a bit more. So we'll deviate call here. So now that we know, now that Dino T saw his second Bahamut, seemed pretty stunned there.
Yeah. Evade's pretty low, but there's nothing in Dino T's deck that kills him from 6, which is good for him. It's taken a long time to... which makes me think he doesn't have a second Bahamut.
Right. Now, interestingly enough, besides from Dino T and Goms, these two have not banned blood in both their games. So there's the second call.
Really?
That's...
You have
Ah, that's painful.
yeah, just a little bit. I mean, he knows that he runs Polyphonic Roar, and as long as Dino T is putting up the pressure, playing all these high costing cards like this, I think that's game.
Yeah, I think you're right. Well, he can block that with Grimnir, but he can't kill it. Dragon and Scyther would be a really good top deck right now if he goes for the Fervor.
Yeah.
Or the Dragon Oracle.
I admit defeat.
And there it is.
Doesn't even try.
Dino T winning the bet.
Yep.
He even gave him a glimpse of his hand, saying, "Hey, I have a Bahamut in my hand. What are you gonna do now?"
Alright, everything's evened up.
Hopefully, with that playstyle there, both strong players, 1-1.
Yeah.
I think right now his Dino T would bringing up his Shadow, not Shadow, but his Haven list next. And we're gonna be seeing Dragon once again if DV decides to stay. Yep. Oh, I was just kidding. It was Shadow.
Bow before Dark Dragoon, ruler of the skies.
Mother, father, come on!
This is one of my favorite matchups in the game.
Oh, do tell.
Dragon? Yeah. It's a lot of back and forth. The ridiculous healing and board players where Shadow can continuously fill up the board. So it's sort of like a resource war all the way to the end.
Yeah, it can be a long game. We've also seen previous matches before where mid-range Shadow was out-grinding the Dragon.
Yeah, that can definitely happen.
Yeah.
Have a lot of Shadow has a lot of value. Especially with those Ushers of Stiffs. Or is that the Evade that has that?
Souls, they're so fresh!
Alright, that's an easy answer. Unfortunately, DB doesn't have much of an answer for the next turn.
Yeah, not much of a follow-up there.
Yeah. Bone Chimera. So are we seeing the soul conversion? I don't think you'd still
do,
soul
yeah.
convert this.
Nah, you wouldn't.
About to say.
Uh,
Seen it happen before, it was crazy. Easy answer, just play out the Sybil. You want to heal, or Dragon Fervor, because I mean, it's just 3 damage.
yeah.
Time to go a little wild.
Dino T taking control of the board a little bit here.
Bluest water.
Alright. Salamander, doing about 3 damage.
Sorry, gotta go.
Clears that out. I don't think you want to clear the 3-2 anyways, because they can't kill off the 4-5, and you don't want the extra boards there.
Time to go a little
Luckily for
wild.
DB8, Dino doesn't seem to have the attendance of Knight in his hand. So those are really good in this matchup.
Yep.
Yeah,
Play?
I've had times
Haven't
where
let
I've
loose
pulled
lately.
3 attendance of Knight as my hand against
Oh,
Dragon and just kept them all.
Yeah.
It's that good.
But it's okay though, because that 5-2... Ooh, Polyphonic Roar. But you can't play it here.
Yeah, the polyphonic roars proving to be a bit slow in these games.
There's a lot more where that came from.
Gonna have to make the trade here.
Sorry, gotta go.
Okay. Is this going to be...
Could be an Hector just to push for the face damage.
Right.
Other than that, probably just going to be a skeleton trade with the Ouroboros.
Yep.
Maybe a Attendant or Chimera and Erd if he's got it.
And Hector would actually be not as strong here either, since he only has 7 shadow. He's not getting a whole lot of it.
This head can't be taken.
Oh, there it is. The base damage, I think that's worth it.
Yep. Cancels out one of the heals, and still gets to push in for 3 more. But we're gonna be seeing the first Bahamut to go through. Or... okay, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yep. I was gonna say Grimnir, but not so much.
No, it doesn't clear the Hector.
Yeah.
That's a good
Alright.
follow-up.
That's a pretty good follow-up.
Unfortunately,
My tempest shall
This
judge you.
kind of kills him off.
and
Yeah.
I think that's lethal.
That's
Just has to evolve and that's it.
yeah. And DVA taking that win,
Ready to witness
putting
my
more
first
pressure
strike?
to Dino T.
You're too
So
strong.
now we're going to be seeing Shadow versus Shadow mirror matches.
All comes down to this. Dino loses one more game, he's out of here.
Yep. Pressure's on, Dino T. You gotta pick it up. He might end up playing his Haven, maybe, or mirror matches. Think mirror matches most likely. Nope, Haven. Alright.
Mother,
Oh, that is a
father,
good
come
pick
on.
versus Shadow.
Is fighting and
Additional.
despair all you know?
Oh, let's see here. Dino T's Haven list is packing. What is it that he can pack against mid-range here? He does run Aegis, 2 Curates. He does have
Yep.
a Retribution. He has 3 Hairs and 3 Tribunal of Good and Evil. He does run Grimnir, so that's usually pretty good.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know, and 1 Niece. Or Neoise. Or
I
however
just
you
call
pronounce it.
I just call him Red Branch Knight. Like I don't even try.
Okay,
to
Red
pronounce
Branch
that
Knight. Yep.
stuff.
RBK. Let's just call him that.
No!
Well, let's see if this list works out fine for him.
I am the Mad Cyclone.
Alright, we get to see the first Grimnir. So there's only 2 left in the list. These Demon Eaters, though.
You gonna mess with me?
Then comes the attendant. Before banish.
In before banish?
Yeah.
In before banish.
Crystals of snow shimmer in the night.
They always have black in scripture.
Alright. Demon Eater.
Not so great here. The corpse, and even if you land it, it's not that great.
Well, he can trade and then play. Well, but then again, Snow White is the thing.
Ow!
Yeah.
Food should act like food.
Now looks like he goes for the shadows with Skull Beast. Going into the Beast Cult turn, he's not too far behind. He's not doing great either. His hand is quite clunky.
Yeah, it seems like it. For DV8, his hand is not. Well, he's getting closer to Death Breath, so. But I'm not entirely sure if he's going to be able to get 6. Well, he should.
He's kind of having the old Earthright problem of lots of activators but no real
Yeah.
things to sacrifice.
You're done for. I'm stuck. You're mean.
Okay.
I know T's going all in.
Here's the high risk. Nice! Right on top of the Snow White. Didn't really lose his entire board. The only thing he can play here is Cerberus's. Oh, look at those, all those soul conversions. All 3 of them dead in his hand.
Is this going to be the comeback of the century for Dino T?
I wouldn't say the Sun Tree. He's not. He can still be in trouble. He's just ahead right now. For now. I mean, Death Breath is definitely gonna save some time for sure, so you need to bring out some setups. That's a new one.
Tribunal on nothing? That's weird.
That's, yeah, quite curious. Anyways, Death Breath would definitely be out here. Is he gonna even?
I'm surprised he didn't play Phantom Howl with all those soul conversions in his hand.
Yeah, I'm also surprised that Dino T still
I'll
played
show you.
a Tribunal into an empty board. I wonder if that was
Yeah,
a
I don't-
mistake.
Winter ends.
Like, when is it a good situation to do that? I don't even know.
Maybe perhaps for this to happen, and that if he decides to play anything big here, it instantly dies. And look at this, look at his hand, like 3 souls, a Mimi and a Coco, a Phantom Howl, with only 5 souls. 6 now. Oh, there's the Hector. His hand
Well,
is...
he's gonna get some good. He's gonna get an opportunity to.
They're so fresh.
Oh, it doesn't play any soul conversions. Okay.
Right. And there goes a skeleton. Yet another Thumb's Decree. So next turn, Aegis might be coming out.
You gotta see me dance.
Maybe perhaps he played the empty Tribunal in preparation of that.
Yeah, I
of
guess
the,
that was his plan. Was to,
Yep.
yeah, Tribunal Femmes Decree, Tribunal Femmes Decree. So he's always killing something every turn.
That way it makes his Heavenly Aegis free from any sort of wrath, and that's going to be a 10 to the face here.
Yeah, that's some pretty next level stuff right there.
Yes, that was
None of
he basically played out his 4 turns before it even happened.
Yeah, I guess it's a good thing DBA's hand was hot garbage.
Well, what am I gonna do with all these soul conversions? Isn't that the reason why people run it as 2-0s or 1-0s? I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, to be fair, the odds of this happening are pretty astronomical.
True.
Yeah.
Or somebody shuffled his deck really
My
badly.
tempest
But
shall
it could
judge you.
mean he traded his bad luck to get the best luck next match.
Maybe DB was like bad mouthing side games on Twitter or something.
Oh yeah, that's true too.
Yeah.
DV8. DV8.
Mother, father, come
Now
on.
we get the mirror matches.
Come on, let's play together.
Yeah. All comes down to Shadow.
Yeah. May the best curve or the best Hector win. Or Ector, sorry.
That's pronounced Hector. Hector is like the Irish pronunciation of Hector.
Yeah. So that's why we
Same.
pronounce this Ector, right?
Yeah, you still have the H, sort of. I'm not exactly sure how it works, but
We have to pronounce this as Ector because Hector in this game is the gold 5/5. So for the sake of
Oh, I
it,
see.
we're calling it Ector.
oh, okay.
we don't have a choice as
So
casters.
it's like a
Yeah.
100 dilemma.
Yep.
I gotcha.
In any case, though, soul conversion.
Maybe I'll just start calling him each turn or something crazy like that.
No, Ector is fine.
Souls, they're so fresh. Ow.
Anyways, to the face, he gets a pretty decent curve. And now have use
Happens.
for soul conversion. Hip hip hooray.
Yeah. 4th time's a charm.
You gonna mess with me?
Oh, that's rough. Oh, actually. Oh, looks like Dino Team made the trade. Okay.
You gonna mess with me?
You're mean. Ow.
Alright.
Food should act like food.
Okay, Demon Actor. Giving you a free Attendant of Night and draw. Still gotta figure out how to get rid of their Attendant of Night. 'Cause that could be a problem. Probably just
Yeah.
drew into that lurking corpse there.
Your flesh and
Yeah,
bones
the
are
mirror is
mine.
definitely interesting because a lot of cards like Attendant of
So
Night
angry.
make sort of dead or almost dead.
Cerberus.
Cerberus is a possibility too, yeah.
Destiny calls.
Not going with the Earth, you know.
You gonna
Okay,
mess
so
with me?
well, Cerberus wouldn't help anyways, mainly because you need a board. Cerberus doesn't grant you a board.
No one
Yeah,
So-
Erd,
escapes the wheel of
Erd makes the trade just as well.
I'll live again.
So it also creates a little bit more of a problem. He could just pop the Attendant of Night and play Necro Assassins to eliminate them both, and that would actually be quite ideal. Only problem is Death Breath. He would have to wait for Death Breath to come out. Oh, nope. No Death Breath.
Want to play?
Oh, interesting. Dino T must have like Beam Meter or something in his hand if he's making that trade.
They're so fresh.
Huh.
Nope. No Demon
Oh, I
Eater.
see.
He's bricking.
Attendant doesn't. I think you traded there so the attendant doesn't like trade into a 4-1. So he's sort of denying the easy trade there.
Yeah. Well, we have two ways here. We can play the Cerberus and kill it and trade into the 1-1 or the 2-2. Or we play the Death Breath, evo that, and then trade into the 2-2. I think Death Breath would be the right answer here.
Yeah, you think so? It does allow Lurching Corpse to trade into something.
Oh yeah, that's quite true too.
Yeah.
That's quite a predicament. Alright, Cerberus it is. That's fine though, because we have Demon Lord Ector coming in.
It's the pits for you.
Ow!
Everything's fine when you have Vector.
Yep.
Want to play?
I don't think you trade with the Lich here, do you?
Lately?
I think you just go phase.
Hey, what's so angry?
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
Sorry, gotta go.
Zombie party 1 turn before 7. Let's get our
My
first.
food. You're mean.
Okay, Zombie Party?
Yeah, looks like it.
Like, BB-8 is just getting all of these swarming cards.
Contemptible.
Oh,
white
and
fat.
there's the counter.
Oh, there's the punish.
Yep, there's the counter that we were expecting.
Yep.
But why?
This is the sole reason
Don't
and
let the light
purpose
blind you.
of why he has brought Odile. To counter against mirror matches.
Yeah. Would have been really painful even if DB8 played X. Into the. Oh, then again, no, he couldn't. Yeah, I think Hector might have actually been better there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he got punished pretty hard there, yeah. Probably gonna be a Death's Breath here.
Breathing too loud.
Oh. Makes sense.
Wasn't I good enough?
Yeah, I mean, you want to usually save your Ector for later anyways in the mirror matches. They're basically, at this point, building up their resources. It's kind of like StarCraft. Ha! I don't know how I got that reference in there. Don't mind me.
StarCraft 2.
So quiet.
It's
It's a good game.
interesting so far. The chat is fun to read. Like, disaster area.
In any case, Bone Chimera building up a wall. Are we gonna see? Now the thing is, Odile is not gonna help much here. Now that the zombies are 2-3s, that can be a problem because Death Breath is actually pretty good in mirror matches against other shadows. Unless he decides to use Ector here.
Might be another Odell.
Or
Oh.
I raise you
Okay.
my army.
Yeah.
Pretty good stuff. Your army versus my army. I feel like Dino T is prepping up like a counter deck with Odiles. I don't know why, I get this feeling.
He's also got the, was
Oh,
it
got the
Usher
kits.
sticks, the 2-drop?
Yep.
Yeah, he's also got that to bring, that as well.
So
Got
this is
lots of control potential.
yeah. This is actually really good for Dino T right now, so now he's sort of on the defensive, and at the moment, not so much for DV8. He can't play the Demon Eater here. He has to get rid of this board. ExG can definitely help out. Can summon out three zombies to push out 3 of his zombies, plus the Chimera. And once that's done, he can actually play the Demon Eater on one of the skeletons to draw. Or do it right here. Probably to save out the resources.
Yeah, I don't want to burn too many shadows, especially if you're not.
Which means that he won't be able to play Demon Eater and draw cards though. He would have
I mean, he could kill ExG, but
yeah.
I'd be very surprised if he did that.
Yeah, but that would be very unlikely unless he's drunk and super tilted from the previous match.
Another Death's Breath.
Food should act like food. Hey, why so angry?
Alright. Bunch of soul conversions. He's gonna have to keep on drawing for answers. That's the only thing he can do here.
I'm
Seems-
stuffed.
If I was DV8, I would be tilted to hell right about now.
Yeah.
Still not getting the cards that he needs, that's for sure though. We managed to pick up another ExG for the next turn though. So angry that he just decides to push.
I think Attendant Soul Conversion is decent here.
I'm gonna tell on you.
Yeah, that's what he does. Okay, he got his one immortal thing. He can refill if his board gets cleared. Has Dino played any Cerberuses yet? I don't think he has he?
I'm stuffed. You're mean. You're breathing too loud.
Alright. This is only creating more problems for DV8 to get past through. He still has not gotten through that wall yet.
Time to go a little wide.
Oh, there's the first Cerberus.
No?
He's close to dead too.
Yeah. And
He's gonna have to.
He needs.
He's gonna have to. Oh, sorry.
I was gonna say he needs a Hector. Doesn't get it.
Yeah.
I think
Nope.
that's it.
Yeah, he needs to like Demon Eater like right here, or he's toast.
Food should act like food.
Is that enough? No, it's not. I don't
So
think.
quiet.
Oh, maybe.
I'm coming for you.
See, I think you trade 2 of them into the zombies, then you Coco, and then yeah, that leaves him with just a 1/1.
Barely ahead.
Yeah, he survived.
25.
See if T's gonna follow up.
Bottom 13.
Yes.
2 Hectors remain.
Contemptible white fowl.
Oh
The
no.
black fowl is wicked.
Yeah, that's not good.
That's 3 damage right there.
Tear to shreds!
No, just kidding. Now it's 5 damage.
You gotta mess with
It's half your
Oh
life.
god.
Don't let the light blind you.
You're mean. I'm stuffed.
That's
Yeah.
6-1 waiting to... Oh,
Wasn't I
this
good enough?
might possibly be game.
Yeah,
That
that's
is game.
game.
That is game. He still has the Mimi or the Coco, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he still has the Mimi, so this is lethal.
Food should act like food.
It's BM right
tell
now.
on you, Beacon.
Possibly. Tilting DVA to out of this world? Possibly.
Yeah.
Show him how... goes to show how much prep time Dino T has made for his deck against mirror matches.
Yeah, that was pretty impressive. I don't think he played an Ector this game, did he? Or am I wrong?
I'm sorry?
Did T play an Ector at any point in this match? I don't think he did he?
No, he did not.
Yeah. It's
That is
not
the
that
thing.
well without any Ectors. Yeah,
That is the thing. He just won a game without playing actors.
yeah.
What? Okay, so apparently he doesn't have a Mimi.
Souls. They're so fresh. Souls.
Wait a minute, what? He played? I guess he must have played it already and I just missed it.
You Beacon.
He's going all in here. Deviate's got one more chance to pull Ector.
Gave Deviate one more chance to live.
No.
He
Yeah,
does
he
not
doesn't
draw
pull it.
what he needs.
So that means there's 2 Demon Lord Ectors in the bottom 11 cards in Deviate's deck here. That is painful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, RNG like that is enough to give a man Hearthstone PTSD.
So what are you gonna do, Mr. Deviate?
29 shadows and nothing to do with them with. No, does he see something? We don't. Don't think
No,
so.
I don't think so.
You're mean.
'Cause that's game win right there.
Yeah, it's over.
You're mean.
And yeah,
Amazing.
Amazing, Dino T taking the win with an O-Dial setup. Unless he's gonna plan on BMing here. Is he going Oh! Usher of Sticks! And brought back the O-Dial? He's gonna go for the BM? Oh no.
Strong.
I thought he was gonna go for the style points there. Vastly disappointed.
That turned into quite the exciting round. I was expecting that to be a
Man, oh man, that was really close between these two.
yeah. That was like a full-on comeback. Went from started off, Dino T was real behind, and then he pulled through in the end.
Yeah,
That was impressive.
that was really close too. DV was pulling ahead almost each and every way, and Dino T figuring out how to come back from this. Pre-planned his decks, expecting mirror matches to happen. That O-Dial setup.
TV8's got to be salty right now.
Yes. This is the man, the legend. He came close, and he is a wild
Yeah.
card.
Yeah, he's got to be going like, gotta leave the internet now. There's no coming back from this.
Yep.
Man, oh man.
Alright guys, we got one more hype match to go, and that is between Onion Sheep versus Pot Washer. Now previously, Pot Washer won against ExG Asia, so going to be an interesting match between these two.
Yes, Onion Sheep versus Pot Watcher. Pot Washer is not something I thought I'd be hearing today, but there we go.
Everything's a name, don't you know? Alright, so in this case, we'll be seeing Onion Sheep's perspective versus this Pot Washer. So, go ahead and tell us about his deck, if you can. Starting with Pot Washer.
Sure. Let's start with Pot Washer. Alright, so his first deck is a Dragon List. I'm just going to bring it up here. Oh, that's sad. Gotta wait for it to load.
Yep.
Computer's been on for a while, so it's getting slow.
Oh no. Somebody needs an upgrade.
Tell me about it. It is a Queen of the Dread Sea list. Very similar to the list we've seen so far. You know, Ouroboros, Polyphonic Roar, Zeus, Queen of the Dread Sea. Control. His blood list is neutral blood. It looks like. Yeah, he's running the full Baphomet spawn package, no Phantom Cats or anything. Next up, we've got Shadow. Bring that up. And it's mid-range Shadow. One Necro Assassin, which is interesting. He's subbed that out for a Phantom Howl, it looks like. And he's running Goblin Princess and no Immortal Thanes. So.
Alright, so let's Pot Washers.
Next up, we've got his Rune deck. And his Haven deck. His Rune is a Earthright list with Twin Guardians. I don't think I've ever seen that card played once anywhere.
Twin Guardians?
Yeah, it's an Earthright Rune list with Twin Guardians. No mutagenic bolts either. I guess he's planning on banning blood right off the bat.
We actually get to see Forest this game.
Oh yeah, does Sheep have the Forest list?
Yep, Sheep has the Forest list.
Alright, well we'll get to that soon enough.
Okay.
And then last deck is a Aegis deck with Dark Zone, actually. So yeah, I think he's definitely planning on banning blood. Khan is not very good in that matchup. A lot of 3 health minions. Followers, my bad. Alright, moving on to Sheep. That's a forest list. It's for fun.
Alright.
It's a Beauty and the Beast neutral list with only running 2 Alices. I don't know if that's normal or different. I don't see much Force these days. Yeah. The anti-blood tech. So I'm wondering if Sheep is just going to end up banning blood as well. Then he's got a Shadow deck, which is also looks like a mid-range list. Once again, no Immortal Thanes.
Right.
3 Phantom Howls. So he's going for the Slacker combo.
Slacker combo.
Yeah. I call it anyway. Looks like a very shadow-intensive deck. He's got 3 Soul Squashers, 3 Howls, 3 Hectors. Lots of bricking with this deck.
Yep.
Well, hopefully it works out for him.
And apparently Sheepy decides to change his name to Hello, I'm Noob instead of Sheepy.
Hello, I'm Noob.
He's wearing First Farer in the first icon, but has the Grandmaster. Why?
Things is not like the others.
I guess. He's doing it for the screen time.
I guess. Up next is Sheepy's Dragon List. It's looks like yet another Dreadsea deck with Polyphonic Roar, so
Yep.
Seems to be a popular strategy in this tournament. Then we've got his Haven list, which I'll bring up. And he's got, as well as Haven, he's got a Rune deck. So his Haven list is a Seraph deck with Knights, Heavenly Hounds. He's running Temple of the Inquisition, which is a little unusual.
Yep.
Pretty light on banishes. I suspect that Sheep is also planning on banning Blood. And on to Rune. It's D-Shift. To watch if it doesn't get banned. A standard list. Winter's Caprice, Merlin's. But not that out there. So yeah, pretty standard fare. Yeah. So, any word on what's being banned?
It's right in front of your screen. Yeah.
Oh, so it is.
Yeah. So on the Sheepy side, his Rune and Haven is banned. On the Potwasher side, his Rune and Shadow is banned. And I'm probably gonna double check that.
Yeah, that's about what I expected.
Blood
Seems
and
like a
Shadow.
lot of players are.
Yep, Blood and Shadow's banned for Potwasher.
It seems like a lot of players are not worrying too much about the anti-blood tech and just banning it as soon as they see it,
Yeah.
which I guess makes sense.
What's interesting though is that Sheepy does not run any blood. He is, I think, the only player that does not have blood.
Maybe he figures it'll just get banned
Yep.
on the spot.
Perhaps. And here we go. We're going to get our first match to go through.
Yeah.
And here we go, folks. Last match of the day. Also one of the biggest, which is between Sheepy versus Potwasher. Please do enjoy, because the next top 8 will be next Saturday with the new list. That's post nerf.
Should be interesting.
Yep. Alright folks, we have Sheepy on the bottom and Potwasher at the top. Both of them we finally get to see Forest. Quite exciting.
Something that's not Haven, Shadow, or Dragon. Yeah, I know, right?
Yep. And list right there does not look good. He's probably thinking to mill them all, or keep the Beauty and the Beast, perhaps.
Yeah, Kaisa's not so great against Haven.
Yep.
Potwasher's Haven deck is pretty light on banishes, so I don't know if he knows that or not, whether he's watched any of the previous games. Might affect his decision making a little bit.
Alright. So he throws
And
those
it
away.
looks like it does. It keeps the cards up.
This is not this is actually not the kind of hand he wanted to see. To be honest. Nope.
This is a silly question, but does Pixie Mischief work on Aegis? I don't think it does it?
No, it does not. Not even random can affect Aegis.
Yeah, that's what I remember. Yep. So Pixie's a pretty dead card in this matchup.
Yep. However, it can still throw away every other card, so it's not too bad.
Crystals of snow shimmer in the night.
All right.
Maybe.
See, do you see why
maybe...
Pixie Mischief is good? Right here, right here. This is good. Goodbye, Snow White.
And you can get 2 carrots.
If he wants to. I mean, but this is a 3-drop, so. Or he can play on curve and just play the Elven Princess, but that's fine. I mean, he's probably thinking, should I play the Pixie Mischief and put it in his hand? Would that benefit me in any sort of way? Quite honestly, not too much. I mean, he could have 2 ultimate carrots, like you said, and then he can play the first ultimate carrot down.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yep.
Lackluster here. Would that be Evo?
Ooh, sparkly
No, going for the Goblin Mage.
Oh.
Okay.
You actually see a Rhinoceros, so Pixie Mischief on Rhinoceros is pretty good.
It is, yeah.
Do excuse me. Turn 5, or nope, turn 4. And quite honestly, Cudgel wouldn't be too bad here.
No.
Oh wait.
He's only got 1 though, so might not even have it.
Right.
Run away.
That's surprising to me.
Okay, doesn't really play a lot. That was quite a weak play there.
Yeah, I'm surprised that he used the banish on Kaisa.
Yep. Alice, not a bad card. It buffs every neutral in his hand, and currently, this is actually neutral.
Lands of
Yep.
wonders.
This
Lands of
Crystalia
wonders.
Aaron right there is now a 5/7. And look at that, Beauty and Beast is now a 6/7.
Aaron came pretty close to being the new Force later, didn't he?
Yep.
Yeah. I know a lot of people were.
Although I would say this is more of like a mid-range
The real battle begins.
forest. The neutral engine setup.
Let's play again. Ow! Ow!
This is looking pretty rough.
Yep.
Very lucky Will of the Forest, good player.
Will of the Forest here, I mean, grants him 7, but that doesn't
Yeah.
necessarily. Like the best scenario would be to finish all these 3 and then having a 4-2 creature here. Or, if he's lucky, manages to kill these 2 and let these 2 live. That's not truly ideal here either. The other move would be to play Alice into Rhinoceroach. And so I
Could
realized,
also,
if Rhinoceroach was a neutral card, and you play multiple Alices, I think that's where he might be getting those ideas. But too bad it's not a neutral at the moment, it's still considered a forest. The only cards that are affected are Crystalia, and that, the Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, it's not super practical, is it?
So what's a way out here?
Getting lucky with Will of the Forest is probably. Yeah, Aaron is also a possibility. Just play a big lord and evolve it. But
You're an intruder.
this looks like what he's gonna do.
You're done for!
Doesn't get the extra point,
Get
unfortunately.
out of my sight!
But can't always be super greedy. Looks like an easy trade with the 5-3, or maybe a Tribunal.
Yep.
Thing is, it doesn't do much good against Beauty and the Beast. Yeah, that's what I would expect to see here as a Tribunal.
Oh, that's interesting. Is he planning on plopping them? Okay. Retribution.
No, that makes sense. Yeah.
That's a card. That's coming out.
Ow!
Here, just stay out of range of Will of the Forest. Oh,
Bring up some
there it is.
pressure.
Yeah.
This forest list.
It's
Not
hard to
looking too bad.
watch.
Yep. Let's see, that is 8, 9, 10, 11 HP on board. Will of
Yeah.
the Forest is not too bad. Still gets to get rid of at least possibly 2.
If he kills the 2-3 health things with it, he can evolve the carrot.
Yep.
That's pretty unlikely.
Well,
Or actually, he could make it a definite possibility if he evolves the carrot first. He's got 7 health
yeah.
on board for Will of the Forest.
Yeah. So, I think the play here, this is 8, right? So, doing
Yeah.
this puts it to 7, 6, 6. This is 8. No, that actually does not kill the 2 on the left if we decide to go with that path.
Well, what he would have to do is he'd have to evolve and run into the 3-5, and then
Shapely!
It's still the same HP, 8.
It won't be long now!
how is that?
Crazy amazing!
6, 7, yep, 5, there we go, the 3-5, and then the 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, ultimate carrot, pretty amazing.
Crazy amazing. Yeah.
Turn 7 now. Pretty easy answer for this one. Just plop the... The thing here is that you need to play the Beauty and the Beast before Aegis coming down.
This is a Seraph deck.
I was
I'm
just
pretty
kidding,
sure.
before Seraph comes down.
Yeah.
I don't know, I felt like we played a lot of Aegis lately, so I'm thinking it's Aegis.
Yeah. Probably because we've seen nothing but Aegis, yeah. Or I think there was one person that had a Seraph deck that got banned,
Yeah.
or something like that. Yeah.
Crystals
No,
of snow
does
shimmer
not have the
in
banish. Biting him in the butt a little bit here.
You're done for!
Guess he's just gonna go for the yeah.
I mean, as long as you're creating problems.
Yeah, as long as you're keeping your opponent on the back foot, the Seraph will just close the game for you.
Yep. The ultimate Karen isn't doing enough here, fortunately. He still has not found a way to use Beauty and the Beast, and you need to figure out how to use this roach. This roach has been dead the entire time. The only way out here is to Pixie Mischief with a Rhinoceroach. And get the 50-50 on the 5-6. Which means on...
He could be...
And
he
then,
could Beauty and the Beast and go down to 1, but that's pretty risky.
Yep. And
Yeah.
then play the Alice if he wants to start building up the board. And then turn 9 or so, play out the Grimnir, and then okay, decides to play this. Maybe he's thinking about your way.
Yeah.
Shapely.
I think that's his only out at this point. It's just,
Yep. Well, let's see if you're right. Here it goes. Dark John, get wrecked.
Save all roads.
yeah. To be fair, Dark John is probably not a very predictable card in this meta.
Oh, you're strong.
Choice on Potwasher's part, though. Okay, so first game goes to Potwasher.
Alrighty, so
Yeah,
Potwasher getting the win. Putting
not convinced about the viability of Forest at this point.
we all had hopes for this forest, and now
Yeah.
it could actually be the problem in Sheepy's list.
I mean, I don't mind Forest being at the bottom for a while. It was pretty crazy back in the Darkness Evolved days.
Even before Darkness Evolve. Are you kidding me? Pre-Evolve. P2P.
Wasn't around back then.
Time for me to prove
I started
myself.
playing around
This
Darkness
one's for my
Evolved.
family.
It was a huge thing. Standard edition. Ugh.
I tell you my real thoughts on Forest, but this is a family show.
Alright, we get to see Forest again, and this time we get to see Dragon. Now remind us what this Dragon list is.
This is the Queen of the Dread Sea Control Ramp Dragon deck number 150 million.
Because we've seen many of these ramps.
Yeah, it's essentially the same list. A couple differences like conflagration.
Yep.
But essentially the same list.
Ooh, L Twin Assault. He's getting a slightly a better hand here. Too bad Twin Assault isn't really helpful, only does about 1 damage.
Oh, he's going for the Forest again. Yeah.
Alright.
Hey, Colette's
Two.
way.
Now he
Really
has
trying
a...
to
Go ahead.
Hey, Colette's way.
prove himself with that Forest deck.
I am the Mad Cyclone.
How it goes, second time round. Getting lots of value on the cycling cards.
Gimme.
Oh, there's the Roach.
Yeah.
So this is kind of like a hybrid between and the old Rhinoceroach combo deck. It looks like.
So you gonna plan on... What are you gonna plan on doing here now? Alright.
Oh, okay.
That's surprising. Most people don't actually run that card, because it discards one,
Forest is crying for help.
and discarding one can mean a disadvantage,
You're
but it's
dead,
not bad if
Forest.
you're going first.
Guys,
Yeah,
get
I've
out
seen
of the tree.
it a couple times, just because I guess people are teching against like hyper aggressive decks right now.
Yep. So far, no neutrals except for the goblin. Once again.
No.
Oh, now two.
Thankfully, it looks like he's pulling like mostly his roach half of the deck, so he doesn't have everything he needs, but at least the cards he has will work well together. Doesn't have any bounce, which is I think the one Pixie Mischief is the only bounce card he runs. He doesn't even have Ancient Elf.
It's okay though. He might just use Rhinoceros defensively. That could be it.
Yeah.
It can go two ways, defensively or for reach. But right now that I think he's planning on just using this offensively. It's essentially if you play the 2/0 cost fairies, this becomes 3 and 4, or even more depending on the order.
Yeah. Yeah, if he can keep Pot Washer's life total reasonably low, he can just blow him out with Rhinoceroses.
Yep. Give him a quick ol' 1-2 burst.
I don't think Pot Washer actually knows that Rhinoceros is in his deck yet, so he's got the element of surprise on his side.
Yep.
Such negative magic.
Early configuration.
Now, is he going to plan? What is his plan now? Can definitely pull out the roaches now and start racing, or save it for later and start playing both these goblins and see what he's pulling for the 2-drops. Either
He'll know if
that,
he does that though.
I don't think he needs to, that's the thing. Or he can just simply play the Aaron and see what he does.
The Iron wouldn't be bad here. It's a big body. Or one of the clunkier cards in his hand, definitely.
Ooh, sparkly stuff. Gimme!
Oh, that's the third roach.
Ooh, sparkly stuff.
Into a lot of damage.
Yep.
Oh, and he has no 2-drops left.
What are you... 8. Come on, let me see your cards. Ouroboros wouldn't be too bad here. I mean, it gets to kill off one, and you have a big threat. If not, I mean, Sybil into a creature wouldn't be so bad.
Hear the dragons roar!
Comes the summoner. He's looking for something. Do you get it?
Okay.
Run away!
Be gone!
Going for the clear.
Fear the dragon's power!
Run away!
Oh, there it is. Here's a Pixie Mischief. That's good. Just need to wait till possibly turn 9 to do something, or turn 10.
Yeah.
You're an intruder.
Just need to save at least one Evo here.
It won't be long now.
This is considered a
Out
pretty
of
big
my
threat.
sight.
Mm-hmm.
You follow behind!
Yeah, he's got fair. He's got a fair circle like he can just play for the extra combo boost, which is a lot of damage. Is this going to be a breath? Yes, it is.
Yep.
I guess he figures there's not going to be many boards. He's going to have to clear at this point.
No, he needs... Sheepy needs to do something now. Otherwise, he's gonna get relentlessly DP destroyed by Ouroboros.
Yeah.
I mean, Pixie Mischief isn't so bad here. It actually stops him from healing, puts it back into his hand.
You know, I just realized something. Pretty much every single Dragoncraft deck we've seen has been a Dreadsea deck, and we have not seen Queen of the Dreadsea once. Pretty crazy, isn't it?
Well, they usually only run like 1 or 2 of Dreadseas. They either put 1 of as a tech or 2 of as a game win here. What are you, Sheepy, thinking some hyperactive next 2-turn plan here if he has a way to lethal him the next turn?
He's got to be pretty close at this point. He's got so much damage in his hand.
Very nice.
Forest is crying for help. This ends
He did that so
here.
he can have 2 of the fairies
Guide
at
me,
0 cost
Elder
here.
Tree.
He might plan on
Yeah.
OTKing him next turn. He has the possibly the setup? No. Why would you need 2? Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. 1,
Yeah, he doesn't have
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So he needs 6 mana to play his Roaches.
Shall I grant your fragile dreams?
Oh no.
I am the father.
Yeah,
He saw
he's gonna
through.
have a...
He saw through.
Yeah.
He
Oh, even
saw
if he
through.
didn't, he didn't have Lethal.
Yeah. So here's the thing: 1 in 3 chances that this Pixie
It won't
Mischief
be long now.
can save the day.
No, my
1 in 3
divine
chances.
wrath.
He's planning to OTK this specific turn.
I think this is his last turn to live
I know.
at this
He
point.
has to do it.
It's the only option.
Oh, and that's game.
I lost.
That's game, yeah.
Oh no. 1 in 3 and decides to go left, not in the middle. It's not. If only that was a May.
Oh man, Sheepy, this forest deck is gonna kill you. What are
Yeah.
you doing?
You gotta reverse sweep now. Sheepy trying to break the meta, but the meta
Yeah.
is breaking him.
Kind of an underwhelming way to finish this. Just watch Orisa get curb stomped 3 times in a row.
Right?
Okay. Sheepy comes to his senses
one's
and
for my
switches
family.
decks.
He's like, you know
guess
what?
you're
I'm not
looking
gonna
for a
win with
fight."
this deck anymore. I'm just gonna go with Dragon. Let's go. If anything, I would not be surprised if Sheepy is tilted right now.
Yeah. That's his own fault. Come on.
Well, he did make it this far. Granted, he did win the previous round.
Yeah, that's true. Did he play his forest deck then? I wasn't there
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah, he did, but he wasn't on stream though, it was off stream.
Oh, okay.
Alright.
Lots of ramp.
Yep. Lots of ramp. This is actually starting to look pretty good. But so is our opponent too. Freaking pot washer here, looking pretty good. Building up a wall.
Keep relying on you, Dragon.
Building up a wall to keep the dragons out.
Oh. All face damage? Are we aggro now? Yep. We're going all aggro. This is actually trouble.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think it's his only chance to win because once Sheepy gets his big followers going, it's going to be hard for
Be gone.
Hotwash to win. He doesn't have any mutagenic bolts
My
or
power is uncontrollable.
petrifies or anything.
This is straight out of the aggro list. Having to play the Grimnir here to save him from any further damage.
I'm just a
Oh
mage.
no.
Who's
So
as
this is
old
still going to be 6 damage to
You're
its
done
face.
for.
Plus the Crimson Sorcery,
Just like back in the old days.
he's going to be able to heal all of it with Sybil.
Well, he can't do it anyways, but
Ow!
it's still 6 damage to the face.
Well, he can Sybil back up to 10 and clear here.
Yep. And ramp himself to 10 next
Yeah.
turn. So that's not too bad. The only problem is
Lewis Water.
he hasn't really drawn a big old dragon yet.
It won't be long now.
A
If
dance to
Dragon
make the world blue.
Dragon Summoner doesn't
Hear the
get
dragons
something
roar.
good here.
Okay.
Oh well.
That's
That's
actually
actually pretty
really
good.
good.
Yeah.
The name's Levi. Don't forget.
Oh, that's
All
painful.
must come to an end.
It's not too bad. I mean, you're gonna heal for 6 anyways.
Yeah, it's true.
So Dragon Fervor first. See what you get.
It is a small body that can easily be
Yep.
cleared off with Sybil.
And
Lewis Water.
you pass here. Okay.
Time
yeah.
to say goodbye.
I don't think so.
To make the world blue.
Every point of damage is
I slipped up.
for Sheepy. Oh, he's back up to 13. He's not doing too bad now.
Now, turn 7. What are you going to do? Your opponent already has 10 mana while you're struggling to get your 10. How are you going to deal with this? You just need 1 win.
He's all in at this point.
Yeah.
He has like no late game to speak of.
Well, Sheepy here doesn't really have much either. He does have a Dragon Summoner, which can help him draw a dragon. He also has Draconic Fervor as well. To keep
Sheepy
cycling.
doesn't. Sheepy doesn't really need to win quickly though. He can just keep healing and wait to draw those big threats.
It won't be
Yep.
long now.
Oh man, another Levi.
It's
Okay.
just like back in the old days.
Makes things more interesting.
That was his
All
last
must come to
Evo.
an end.
Oh, going for all the burns?
Yeah,
All the
I guess
burns.
he's just. He must have an Oz that he's wanting to play soon.
There's the dragon. That's
Lewis
what he needs.
Another-
He's gonna heal it up again. I
A
would be
double
tilted.
heal back up to 13.
Yep.
Yep.
I would be tilted to the face of the earth if I saw that happen. He just effectively healed for 12 HP.
Yeah, playing an aggro deck against Dragon can be really rough. They have like a disgusting amount of healing.
Yep. Pretty sure he was like, I just got him down to that health and now it's back up to the same one.
Yeah.
Taboos is a pretty good card here. Gets get rid of the answer relatively easy as long as he has an amulet on board. Gets him a shadow. Not shadow,
Come on,
zombie.
six.
All must
Come on,
come to an
six.
end.
Yeah, unfortunately, this is a pretty. Field is pretty vulnerable to Salamander.
Hear the dragons roar.
Summoner's coming down. No,
Yep,
pulls garbage.
we're exactly going to see that.
Hear the dragons roar.
There he tries again.
Nice. That's actually the card that he wants for Boros.
Yeah. And Potwatcher has no way of dealing with that once it comes down, really, other than just killing it and letting Sheepy get the heal. So I think I think Sheepy's got this one in the bag, unless something totally insane happens. Now there's that Twin Guardians.
There it is. Was wondering when it was gonna come in. That actually plays somewhat around Ouroboros too.
Is it everything you hoped it would be?
But not conflagration though.
You follow behind.
I can't keep relying on
He
you,
sees
Father.
through you.
Twin Guardians, everything you hoped it would be.
Yep. Quickly dead.
Yep.
Where was that a couple turns ago?
Nah,
Oh, easy, Bahamut. Get rid of both of those amulets. We don't want any of that.
yeah, that's not a bad play. Well, looks like he goes for the Ouroboros.
Yeah.
It's not bad
Does he
either.
run the Calamity?
Calamitous Curse?
Yep.
I'm through.
No, he does not.
Okay. So that's a win there. Potwasher knows that once the Ouroboros is down, there's no way he can get that off the board.
Yep. Should have saved that Price of Magic.
Yeah.
Even then, it's not looking too good.
Apparently, Sheepy here calling for a toilet break.
That's good, because I need a toilet break too.
Alright, you better rush.
I'll be quick.
In any case though, hopefully you guys are enjoying the stream. Also enjoying the tournament as well. If you guys want to join in being able to go to the championships next year, you do get a chance. Year 2 is happening very soon at the end of August on the weekends. Yes. So if you're interested in playing that, all you have to do is join our Discord and or follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/official ExG Team ExG. Yeah, I think it is official Team ExG. That or just follow Excelsior Vindy. You will get notifications when the next tournament circuit begins. You'll be playing against all these players that you see in front of you, racing to the top once again. And meanwhile, score is 2-1, with Pot in the lead. Sheepy having to reverse sweep this, in which nobody has done in this tournament yet. And here we go, going into our second match. And we're starting with
Time for me to prove myself. I guess you're looking for a fight.
starting with the Cursed Forest. That's not good.
Alright, looks like I'm just in time.
Yep. He went back to start getting his Cursed
Oh,
Forest
God.
ready. I mean, he has to win this eventually in order to play his Shadow versus Rune matchup. So, this is possibly his weakest deck.
Possibly.
Come gather round.
Alright. Pretty good opener for Potwasher. Illusionist is definitely annoying.
Yeah, it's already very devastating for Sheepy to see right now, because this card right here does not go away. It's like a mini Mordecai as long as there's amulets around. It'll keep coming back up. Unless it gets banished, and Forest does not pack any banishes.
Illusions have no end.
Nope. so we're going to be seeing 2 to the face. No point in, you know, giving that away.
Birding.
He just got the perfect curve here for his Magic Illusionist. Okay, going straight for face here. Essentially ignoring the amulet. There's no reason to trade here. As long as you have the better board.
There's if they only had 1 amulet on the board,
Yep.
then you could potentially clear their only amulet, but yeah.
I'm just a mage who's as old as dirt.
Well, there's the Levi. It's already looking pretty bad.
Yeah.
It's just like
For
back in
sheepy.
the old days.
It's already on a really
Yeah,
bad
it's,
spot.
Oh, come on!
This could
yes,
be,
it's... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
it's already in a really bad spot right now. And we don't know what's going to happen. Will of the Forest can easily get rid of this, but not the this stupid thing, Magic Illusionist. What can you even do?
Yeah. I guess you would evolve just to kill the Levi. The Illusionist is pretty much a permanent fixture on the board at this point. What saved him last game mostly with his dragon deck. I don't know what he's going to do with this deck. He's definitely at a disadvantage being a combo deck versus an aggro deck. But yeah, see how it goes, I guess.
The forest is crying for help! Hey, let's play!
Let Princess play.
Done for! Guide me, Elder Tree!
Alright.
I'm all tuckered out.
I think here the Illusionist would start to Evo and start pushing for 4 damage instead of 2, and that could be spelling lots of trouble, mainly because in Pot's hand could have a pretty decent amount of spells that can burn him off the face of the planet.
This is God's wood!
Yeah.
Such
There it
naked won't
is.
be long now.
Now he's gonna
Figure
show
out
you the
my
true meaning of
tricks
hell.
yet?
Oh, come on!
He's already so close to dead.
It's gonna have to OTK him somehow.
Beautiful, powerful, and cute to boot.
Something tells me that's
It
not
won't
going
be
to
long
happen.
now.
He doesn't have much of a choice but to kill
I'll blow you away.
the 4/4, but it's gonna Evo no matter what. So if you kill off the 2/2, that's still 4 to the face instead of 6. And that's the question: can you tank the 4,
Hey, let's play.
or are you going to spend the roach?
Ah!
Looks like he's going to take 4.
And he's gonna get Kaleidoscope in before Kaleidoscope 3rd time.
He's like, come on, Pot Washer, hit me. I can take it.
Right.
Seems like an easy face here. I don't know what Pot Washer's waiting for.
The name's Levi, don't forget.
Pretty easy. Just burn him more.
This ends here.
Here's what real magic looks like.
Evo there's a bit awkward, but
Running away is okay.
Down to 5, he has to get rid of 3 creatures and hope that he can survive.
I slipped.
clear with Will Sylvan, but
Come
I was
gather
going to win
round.
after that.
He would have to play all 3 of his 0 cost here. Oh, nope. Decides to hold it so that, okay, he looks like he's trying to aim for it, but that's gonna be game. Because he has all the spells.
The name's Levi,
That
don't
is
forget.
game. Poor
Yeah.
Oh,
Sheepy.
you're strong.
The force became his curse.
That's what you get for trying to meme, I guess.
Well, it's not a meme, good sir. It's just not a really good staple meta deck. It's still meta, but not the greatest of metas.
I mean, how far do you have to go down the tier list before you become a meme deck?
Well, that's the reason why, you know, blood is, yeah. Yeah. Well, what can you do here?
Yeah.
What can you do?
Saw that coming, didn't we?
I mean, I had hopes.
Yeah, I was, just because, I've seen how barren of Forest decks Ladder is. I can't remember the last time I played against a Forest player. But, yeah.
Yep. So, Potwasher gets to win. And now we have Sheepy going home. But, on the bright side, from what I hear, he won the NGE qualifier. So, he has another chance for an even bigger prize pool.
Another chance for glory.
Yep, another chance for glory. Nonetheless, he's still a strong player. Perhaps one of the strongest in the EU. But not tonight, because he just got finished with NGE and he's, been playing throughout the entire day. But aside from that, nonetheless, the game is over.
I just realized Potwasher changing his name to Hello I'm Noob was pretty savage BM with the way things turned out.
No, Onion Sheep did that.
Oh, did he?
Yeah,
Okay.
It was Onion Sheep that says, "Hi, I'm Noob," and apparently he did prove that.
He certainly proved himself, didn't he?
Yeah, he certainly proved himself. Meanwhile, Potwasher was just, dry cleaning his pots fairly easily.
Yep.
In any
tournament
case,
match for him.
yeah, that is it, guys. That is
All right.
quarterfinals next week. Will be on Saturday, same time, 2 to 8 or 2 to 9, with the top 8. And so we're going to show the on screen what the bracket and what to see essentially for next week. So first up, on the first match, we'll be seeing Goms versus Noah, followed by Sky-sama versus Potwasher from Disastra. Then we got Belane versus Jingjing, followed by Dino T versus Fantasy. And we got 2 Mana Surge surviving, we got 1 Disastra surviving, 1 non-team, and CPV Fantasy. Meanwhile, we still have 3 ExG left.
Looks like the fun is just beginning.
Yeah, now it's going to be a little bit more different, a little bit tougher to prepare, mainly because we get the nerf coming up. And we don't know what the nerf is, we don't have the notes for it, we're expecting to see it soon. However,
It was supposed to be today, wasn't it? But then
Yes.
it's still not out yet. Yeah. Oof. Do you think it's possible that they posted the changes while we've been doing this?
I'm sorry?
I said it may be possible that they posted the changes while we've been casting.
Possibly. In any
Oh,
case,
what-
though, that is our next week lineup. If you guys are excited for it, please be prepared to watch that last and final match.
It's going to be huge.
Yep. There's a wrong line up there, so I'm just gonna hold on. You know what? I messed that one up. It's supposed to be this into this. And then it's supposed to be dragon, but he doesn't have dragon. There you go. Done.
Well, I guess I'll take this time to say, thanks for this opportunity.
Yep.
Sure, my greenness showed a little bit, but I think I got better as a.
Casting is like learning how to bullshit paper. You just gotta do it on the fly as you're thinking and watching and observing. So.
Alright, well, I hope I get the chance to do this again sometime. It was fun.
Yep, it was fun. And
All
for
right.
those of you folks, you guys are still around. We'll be hosting someone. And also for J-Man, any last words before you go, even though you just said it, so...
Well, I guess all I would say is, on the ExG Discord, I'm smoke weed every day. And if you wanna reach me on our Shadowverse, I am J-Man the Canuck on Reddit. And, yeah, that's about all I want to say.
No Twitter?
No Twitter, no.
How are you going to make connections, my man? It's all about the social networking.
I mean, it's not something I've really planned for. I guess I'll make a Twitter eventually if I keep showing up on casting and stuff. But yeah,
just think Twitter as LinkedIn.
I guess look forward to that in the future.
Yep. In any case, though, thanks for coming in, and hope you had a lot of fun.